left wheel. Color guard.
We were looking for an established day to light the Boulder Star, and it occurred to us that Veterans Day was right nearby the beginning of the holiday season, Thanksgiving, and just sees that as an opportunity to tie the lighting of the Boulder Star to the tribute to our veterans that have served our country so admirably and helped protect our freedoms that we enjoy today.
This city is amazing. It supports our veterans. There's 17,000 vets that live in Boulder. It just brings some warmth to my heart knowing how supportive Boulder is of our veterans. People have called it the Christmas star, the Happy Hanukkah star. This star means so many different things to hundreds of thousands of people, but that's the great thing. It's totally unique to everyone. It means something special to all of us. But if you're a veteran and you get to know that this star now represents veterans, it makes Boulder beyond home.
It's come to really symbolize public service on behalf of our country and the values we cherish so much. And as you all know, the star means a lot to the people of Boulder, and frankly it means a lot to everybody around who sees it from afar like a beacon. And I know that at the end of the day, you come up and over Davidson Mesa and you see it shining on the hill, and it means you're home. And I know, at least for me, it fills me with a lot of warmth and gratitude for being able to be a part of this community. May the lighting of the Boulder Star tonight help bring us all together as a community and as a country. May it remind us of our many, many blessings, in particular living in this incredibly beautiful place. And may it inspire us to be kind and caring and gracious to one another.
The Boulder Star started as a concept by the Boulder business leaders saying, you know what, we are going through a difficult period in our community. Let's help lift some spirits, shining brightly over our community during the holiday season. It's been the Boulder Chamber's great honor to be the steward of the Boulder Star during that entire period, and lives on to today with the great tradition now of lighting the Boulder Star on Veterans Day in recognition of our veterans who serve our country.
You know, that represents veterans, it represents Boulder, it represents the holiday season. There's a consilience of ways that this star just means so many things to so many different people.
Hello, I'm John Terr, President and CEO of the Boulder Chamber, and I welcome you to the 76th annual lighting of the Boulder Star. You know, since 1947, the Boulder Chamber and the Boulder business community have been proud to be stewards of this wonderful holiday tradition. And we stand here today in a new location for our lighting ceremony atop the Museum of Boulder with a, hopefully, I'm very confident of it, beautiful vistic view of the Boulder Star on Flagstaff Mountain. And I want to acknowledge that we have a small studio audience here, but we also welcome all of you who are watching this lighting ceremony from the comfort of your home. And I also want to make sure to recognize that none of these types of activities happen without the support of important contributors. And in this day, I want to recognize our sponsors for the lighting of the Boulder Star, Nushems. So for me, the Boulder Star has many meanings, as was indicated by the video, for everybody. It's the holiday tradition. It's the coming together during the holiday season, the warmth, spirit. It's also lit during periods of difficulty for our community. But we light it specifically on November 11th, Veterans Day, to honor and pay tribute to those who sacrifice in service to our freedoms that we enjoy here in the United States. We see so many conflicts across the globe, and we know that all of that potentially engages our military veterans, our military servicemen and women. And so it's with great humility and great appreciation for the commitment that our military veterans make to service to our country, that it's my privilege to welcome to the stage a military veteran himself and the president of the CU Veterans Alumni Association, Rex Laceby, to kick off the color guard ceremony and the tribute to our veterans. Welcome, Rex.
So glad that siren went away, so that I don't have to yell at y'all. But John mentioned some wonderful attributes of a star, and it's our star. And when I became part of this wonderful ceremony, I found out that it was lit during the Iran hostage crisis. We lit it in solidarity as we were trying to get folks through the hardest parts of COVID. We lit it in memory of the family members who were affected by the tragic shooting that we had a couple years ago. And that star is a beacon of hope, and it also represents the love and dedication of this wonderful community. And I was not born here in Boulder. I chose to come here. I was in the Marine Corps, and I found a home. And after 21 years in the Marines, I came back here. I wanted to be back here in Boulder because this wonderful community and the fellowship that we have together. And my son was a Boulder High student, and I love being here, and I love this community. But what makes the star lighting most important to me is that we decided to light on Veterans Day, and something that I'll always thank John for, because it's a perfect opportunity to thank those men and women who are serving now, the men and women who have served before, and the future of our nation. So as we kick this ceremony off, I would like to ask all you guys to help me welcome in this wonderful presentation with the rendering of our colors and the singing of the national anthem. The singing of the national anthem will be by a local high school Fairview student, and the color guard, which will be coming out now, is presented by the Joint Service Color Guard, presented by the Army, Air Force, and Navy ROTC battalions. These young men and women are our future. They are students at the University of Colorado Boulder. When they get their degrees, they will go on to become commissioned officers and represent the finest fighting forces that continue to keep you safe. In the audience today, we have Colonel Bradley Spears, commander of Det 105, Lieutenant Colonel Place, and Commander Pimbleton, Wiz. So they're representing the three battalions whose responsibility is to form these young men and women into that guardian hope. Those young men and women who've already written that blank check for all of us. And so I'm so proud of all you guys. Thank you for coming here. Miss Bella, please come out.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly beheld at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
So I mentioned to Bella before she sang that I often get emotional around the singing of the national anthem, and this was no exception. Great job, Bella. So I want to just make just a quick public service announcement from our partners in the lighting of the Boulder Star, the Boulder Mountain Parks and Rec Department. They care for the area around the Boulder Star, and they want to make sure that as we light it tonight, that it's a beacon for all sorts of things, family traditions, hope, etc., recognizing our veterans, but that it's not a beacon for you to go up there and hang around the Boulder Star, okay? It's an environmentally sensitive area. There's wildlife that we're trying to protect. So please enjoy the star, as we say, from afar. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce somebody that I always just so appreciate, that when we call his office to ask him if he would be interested in speaking for our Boulder Star lighting ceremony, it's about 10 minutes later that we get the call back that says when and where. And that is our Congressman Joe Neguse. And just when we think about this day, Veterans Day, and service to our nation, I can't tell you how proud and honored that we have such a distinguished gentleman who serves our country in the halls of the United States Congress. They might say that it's battle duty down there these days, and I just know that we're so well represented by him. So welcome to the podium, Congressman Joe Neguse.
Well, thank you, John, for that very generous introduction, and it's great to be back here at this incredibly solemn and important event. And as John mentioned, and John and Rex, of course, know this to be true, I need no convincing every year because this is my favorite event. And I don't say that, by the way, in Fort Collins or other parts of our district. This is my favorite event of the year for really one central reason. I don't know that I could identify an event that better captures the confluence of what makes this community so special, the best reflections of this community. And that's our veterans, the brave men and women, the service members who sacrifice so much on our behalf, defending our sacrosanct freedoms and this great country, and the hope and the resiliency that I think is embedded in this community. And Rex, you referenced this, but I can remember being here as part of this ceremony during COVID, in the months after the terrible mass shooting in our community at the King Soopers, in the months after the Marshall Fire. Invariably, this event is held at a time in which our community, our state, our country, our planet is facing a number of difficult challenges and obstacles. And yet, the star, every year, is this beacon of hope, calling out to each of us to remain hopeful about our future. A great quote that I always think of every time I'm driving down the mesa and seeing that star is from Dr. King, that darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. And I think that the star certainly does that in spades. It's a reminder for us to choose light, to choose hope, to choose togetherness, and to come together for a greater good, a good greater than each of us individually, which of course is so core to what Veterans Day is all about as we honor the brave men and women who serve our country. So I say thank you to Rex, to John, for the partnership that you all have developed year after year, the philanthropists, the business community, the city, the county, all coming together to ensure that this tradition remains a Boulder tradition for generations to come. Thank you all so much for being here.
And to say that we are represented by great elected leaders is an understatement. We have so many individuals who put themselves out there for elected office in our community. And we just went through an election where we had great leaders fighting, challenging themselves to be a part of representing the interests of the business community and the community at large. And so I'm pleased today, soon after Election Day, and the announcement that he has been reelected as our mayor, that Mayor Aaron Brockett has agreed to stand before us today and offer a few thoughts from his own perspective. So welcome to the stage our re-elected mayor, Mayor Brockett.
Thank you for that lovely introduction, John. That was fantastic. I'd just like to start by offering a moment of silence and condolences to our CU Buffs fans. That was a tough game this afternoon, so close. Anyway, they did a phenomenal job, almost pulled it off, but it didn't quite work out in the end. Well, next time. But I'd like to just say thank you, everyone for coming here and being here. I'd like to say thank you to the Museum of Boulder and all the employees who are working here and their director, Lori Preston. This is such a special place in our community. And say thank you to the Boulder Chamber and John Taylor and all the people from the Chamber. There are a bunch of you here for doing this for so many years and providing this important event for our community. But most of all, I want to thank the current service members and veterans who are here with us today and in our community and in our country. You inspire us each and every day. And I just want to share a thought. I have many veterans in my own family. I think about my great uncle Martin, who's on a B-52 over Europe, or my grandfather Guy, who was on an LST in the Pacific, and my grandfather Ed, who was on a cruiser in the Pacific, and how much I learned from all of them about service, the meaning of service, and how we can make our country a better place. And a nephew who just finished a tour in the Marines, who's inspired me with his willingness to serve. So these are people who have kept our country free, and the freedoms that we enjoy are due to them, and we need to celebrate those on a daily basis. And today we will celebrate by lighting this beautiful star up here in a moment. Can't wait to see it up here. And this star is a beacon of hope and joy during the holiday season, but we're also in the dark months of the year, right? These are the days where the light goes away quickly. And we always have times like that in our own lives. We have darker days where we need hope and we need inspiration. And during these darker days, whether it's of the light or of our own lives, we can look up for inspiration of hope to the star, and on our better days we can look up and celebrate with joy with the star. So keep this in your heart and is in your mind through these winter months, as every day we can look and take hope and inspiration and joy and light. And thank you so much for being here. It's been an honor. I can't wait to see the star get up.
Okay, I know everybody's anticipation's building. Everyone's getting excited, but just a couple more public service announcements. So first of all, one way that we are able to maintain the Boulder Star is through the annual holiday card and holiday wine sale, which has on it a single beautiful artistic piece that artists from around our community compete to produce every year. And this year, we have a local artist who happens to be newly arrived Russian immigrant. Her name is Daria Cheshikova, and her piece is just wonderful. I know that it'll be displayed in the video as we reproduce that, but you can see it on our website at boulderchamber.com, and you can purchase those holiday star cards at a couple of venues around our community. First, Art Source International, Chautauqua General Store, Lucky's North, and McGuckin Hardware. And then we also have them for purchase at the Boulder Chamber if you go online through our website. And I'm told to say that you can pick them up Tuesdays and Thursdays between 11 and 3. Be quite specific. And then also we have the wonderful Boulder Star wine that's produced by Bookcliff Vineyards. And they blend a special wine for the holiday season with the Boulder Star artwork on it. And you can get that wine at Bookcliff Vineyards Tasting Room in North Boulder, Hazel's Beverage World, North Boulder Liquor, and Superior Liquor. So proceeds will be going to support the upkeep of the Boulder Star. So encourage you to look for those. They make great gifts and holiday cards for your family and friends. And then just before we light the star, I want to make sure that we acknowledge a special occurrence for this year. We have a an internationally known composer in our midst. His name is Jeff Nitch. He is also a CU music professor. And he was at the 75th lighting of the Boulder Star and was inspired to write a piece about the Boulder Star, an orchestral piece called The Beacon. The Beacon will premiere at the Boulder Philharmonic tomorrow night in one of their concert series at show at 7 o'clock, and there's still tickets available for that. But for tonight, Jeffrey has commissioned a small, shorter piece. He's calling it the Beacon Fanfare. And we are going to have it performed tonight by the Graduate Brass Quintet from the CU Boulder College of Music. A very special tribute, again, to the Boulder Star. And I know that this will be associated with the Boulder Star for years to come. So I'm just so thankful to Jeffrey for his inspiration. And so now we're getting ready to light the star. And I'm going to check my watch. I'm going to look at our producer, make sure we're all set. All right, we got the thumbs up. So I'm going to ask anybody, I'd say if you think you're worthy of it, younger kids, to come join me right now. Up here at the stage. Come on up, okay? All right. And you're going to help me light the star, all right? So if you face the camera, okay? All right.
You got this.
There, put your hand on this. All right, ready? And we're going to count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit it!
Yay! You did it!
Woo!
That was amazing.
Okay, so now officially I have 2 reasons to get emotional at the Boulder Star lighting. So I want to just remind you, as you see the Boulder Star up there, it is a beacon, but remember to please enjoy the star from afar and help us to preserve the environment around the Boulder Star. And then I want to close by thanking a number of folks who played an important role in putting on this event. First of all, I got to thank my amazing Boulder Chamber staff team. Thank you so much for all the work you've put into making something like this happen. I want to acknowledge that this year we had a transition in the upkeep of the Boulder Star. We call him the Star Man. Mr. Craig Reynolds from Lord and Reynolds Electric for many years took care of the Boulder Star. He has now passed on the leadership and wisdom in keeping that Boulder Star lit over our community to Boulder Mountain Parks and Open Space. And we have a new partnership with them in the stewardship of the Boulder Star. I also want to thank my friend Rex Laceby, not only for in recognition of his military service, but in his help in putting this events together. He's a great friend and partner with myself and the Boulder Chamber. Again, I want to recognize our sponsors of the Boulder Star this year. Nesheim's, just wonderful carpet and floor cleaning service, but they are also just wonderful people, and that's Dr. Lindsay Williams and Edward Fasado, who is the president and CEO. Thank you so much. And then got to recognize again Bella Chang for that wonderful rendition of our national anthem. And I'll just say that also this is a community event. We have a small group gathered here today on this freezing up here. But I also thank all of you who enjoyed this ceremony from the comfort of your home. It is a community event, and we want to have as many folks join in the appreciation and reflection on Veterans Day and all that the Star means for our community. And without further ado, I will just say Happy Veterans Day and happy holidays to all of you. And now we will retire the color. Thank you. Happy holidays, everybody, and at ease.